All right, Mr. Ceballos is with us, so let's go ahead and get started. Court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Jason Ceballos, cause number 2020-0C01266. We're here for. Mr. Ceballos is with us, so let's go ahead and get started. Court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Jason Ceballos. Okay, there we go. Mr. Ceballos, if you can unmute yourself. Click on that microphone icon at the bottom.
Okay, there.
All right, we're here for an admonishment hearing. What says the state?
State is ready, Your Honor.
And are you ready, Mr. Ceballos?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hire an attorney for this matter?
No, I did not.
Okay. Do you want the opportunity to hire one, or do you want to proceed?
I want to proceed.
Okay. We're here because Mr. Ceballos is on probation for DWI .15. He had a 17th month term, which terms in June. On April 21st, there was a positive blow of 0.06 something. So his PO contacted us. Because nothing else was mentioned, Mr. Ceballos, I'm assuming that you've never tested positive before. There haven't been any positive blows on your interlock. Is that correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
Okay. Hunter, what do you want to do?
I think we should just amend his probation to alcohol class as opposed to revoking him to jail time.
Well, we're not going to revoke him. We don't have a motion to revoke at this point.
That is correct, Your Honor. Instead of the state filing a motion to revoke.
Okay. Mr. Ceballos, you know, I'm guessing that this is just one dumb day where you decided to do something dumb.
It was unfortunate, yes, Your Honor.
You've gone 16 months almost without any positive blows, but you're on DWI probation. You know, you can't start celebrating a month early or a couple of months early. You need to finish your term. I don't know what the problem is. What do you do for a living, sir?
I work at a petroleum company, ProPetro.
What do you do?
I'm a service operator.
Okay. Do you have any previous DWIs?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right. There is a drug and alcohol class that is offered by several organizations in town. I'm going to ask that you take that class. I don't know much about it other than it's offered and it's not the DWI school. You've already been through DWI school in the victim impact panel, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So I'd like you to take that class within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I suggest you start looking for it as soon as possible. There's several organizations, as I said, that offer it. It's usually taken for someone who obtains an occupational license.
Okay.
Mr. Ceballos, you know, I can't really stress, you know, you would think that you learned your lesson being on probation. It really doesn't pay to drink and drive nowadays, Mr. Ceballos. You could wind up going to prison because you accidentally kill somebody because you're drunk. All right. So we will set this matter 2 weeks out. If you take the class, complete it, send in your certificate to the court, we will cancel that next hearing.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Will do.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Anything further on this matter?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. You may be excused, Mr. Ceballos.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Santillano, were you here for Ceballos?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you were in the waiting room. We addressed the matter with him. He is to take a drug and alcohol class within the next 2 weeks. And we will have a follow-up hearing in 2 weeks.
He's, okay, Your Honor. He expires on the 22nd of next month, Your Honor.
Right. That's why we set it for 2 weeks out.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay. Ms. Acevedo is in the waiting room. Let her in. All right, Ms. Acevedo, you can unmute yourself by clicking on the little microphone icon. There you go.
Okay.
Have you hired a lawyer yet, ma'am?
No, ma'am, I have not. Unfortunately, I don't have work. I actually do have an interview today.
Okay, well, on your application, it said you were earning $6,000 a month.
So, unfortunately, I do not work there anymore. I was working at Jaguars and I was basically doing a lot of toxic things. So I removed myself from that situation. So right now I currently don't have any work, unfortunately.
I am going to give you the admonishments because they are basing it on that application because you have the ability to earn that kind of money. So let's go ahead and call the case. Court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Priscilla Acevedo, cause number 2022-0C01079. Ms. Acevedo, how old are you?
I am 20 years old.
And normally, what do you do for a living?
Usually, I just work or I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do have a
You do have a what?
daughter.
Okay. How much education have you had?
I actually reached all the way to my high school diploma. I also do have college credits. I have my certification for teacher assistant.
Do you have any previous experience with the court process or trials?
No, ma'am. No, I have not.
Have you ever been have you ever been found mentally incompetent by a doctor?
No, ma'am.
Have you talked to any attorneys about hiring them?
No, ma'am. Unfortunately, I have not.
All right. The charge is driving while intoxicated. It is a Class B misdemeanor. The possible punishment range is up to 180 days in jail or up to 2 years probation and a fine. Are you familiar with the rules of evidence, trial procedure, or anything of that nature?
Somewhat, ma'am. Yes.
You understand that by representing yourself, I have to hold you to the same standard as I would an attorney. So you're going to have to become familiar with the rules of evidence and trial procedure.
Yes, ma'am.
There are 2 documents that I will need you to read and sign. The court will be sending those to you. One is a waiver of counsel, and you can withdraw that waiver at any time once you hire somebody. The second is the waiver of arraignment, which enters a not guilty plea for you at this time. Do you have any questions?
So just one question. You said that if I do hire an attorney at any time, I can just go ahead and advise them, and then of course.
Right.
Okay.
Once you hire an attorney, he will file notice with the court that he's now on the case, and then we'll go ahead and send the notices to him.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once you sign those and get them back to the court, we have to give you a minimum of 10 days, and then the court will go ahead and set your case, and we will continue on to see if we can resolve it.
Okay. And then by any chance, do you know if this will be sent by email or mail?
It'll probably be sent by email if I'm correct, right, Rihanna?
Yes, ma'am. It'll be through email.
Okay. All right. Anything further?
Nothing from the state.
Don't have any questions.
Okay. Good luck to you, Ms. Acevedo. You know,
Thank
it
you.
might be a good idea to talk to several different lawyers, get different prices and see if you can maybe start on a payment plan.
Okay, yes, most definitely,
Right?
ma'am. Okay, thank you very
Okay. Then we'll wrap it up and I'll see everybody